Alright, welcome everybody, and welcome to my second commentated replay, which is actually pretty interesting because there are two teams that I don't really know. One team is called Deperruku, whatever that means. I think that there has to be some meaning. I think it's a team from Indonesia, and the second team is uh, Giggles. Team called Giggles, and they are from Singapore. So definitely will be interesting, these different type of worlds, how they play, how they, manage lines and these things. What they will pick, that's definitely, can be different metagame. Europe can be different metagame. In the China, definitely, and in these places. So I'm definitely excited. By the way, the thing before we start, I'm not choosing replays by teams. I'm choosing replays what heroes I want to see. That's definitely important to say. So right now, as you can see, this is the version 674C, the newest one. What that means is, hold on, let me just get these sounds. If you get sounds actually on pretty nice levels. What that means is that if I see hero that I want to see in the new version, basically hero that was remade or new heroes like a Rubik, Wisp or Disruptor, I will be bringing you that replay. So it's not really team oriented, so this my match can be really bad team wise, but I want to show you and myself these heroes, how they played and what they can bring to Dota 2 later on. So let's start it. By the way, this bans are, I think this is a remake, so they are banning basically completely randomly just to get the time off. The picks were, or the bans and picks were done in the previous match. This is a remake. I think they just did mistake with the. Yeah, I think so. I think the mistake with basically not remaking to all pick, but they remake to the CM mode. So the bans are really important right now. They're not fully, as you can see, you are not gonna ban Bloodseeker and Klings. Definitely not. But let's go right away, very quickly through the picks, what I think about them, and what you will probably see, or what I would like you to see. By the way, again, Earthshaker is definitely the first support that everybody will pick in Dota 1. So you can clearly see the difference between Dota 1 and Dota 2. They are heroes that are good in Dota 1, but bad in Dota 2. Can be Earthshaker, can be Puck, for example, but definitely, and on the other hand, Tidehunter, let's say, is better in Dota 2. That most definitely. He's not picked. Nobody cares about him in Dota 1, so you can see the difference right now. There's a Rubik and a Akasha right now. Akasha, that's a classic thing. She might be mid, she might be definitely, she will be solo, but Akasha is so good with the rune control, with the blink, like, not many heroes can out-rune Akasha. Out-rune Akasha on the mid because she's just too fast. Only thing that your team can do against Akasha is to control the rune from some support. So maybe somebody in the jungle like Chen could, hold the rune every single time, so Akasha couldn't jump there. That's the only thing that can probably prevent Akasha to getting the rune. Rubik, again. Or he could be solo mid. You know why? Because he needs that level 6 and 7. I talked about it in the previous match, and I think I was very much right, because the Rubik in the previous match, just go watch it, the previous commentary, he did basically mistake, I think, by farming against Puck. So if there's a mid like, I'm gonna just say whatever, like against Windrunner or Furion, whatever, it won't be, but let's say Wind against a Rubik, and they will be having, let's say, 100 creeps, both of them in 20 minutes. That could be, seen as a Rubik farmed very well. And Wind also, so it's like even, but it's not, because Rubik doesn't need items. That's the thing about Rubik. He is good with spells, meaning level 7 when you have the nuke and the stealing ulti, that's the Rubik's time. He won't be good level 16, there's nothing there that is changing with him and items. Of course he can go for something like a Ginzu and be effective like that, but that's not, that's not the thing about the Rubik. And if you do that, if you will sacrifice farm for Rubik as a team, it won't pay off to you, okay? Wind will have Phase Boot, Quarterstaff, meaning the Force Staff, mech maybe. That's much more than anything that Rubik can buy for a team, you know. Rubik is a team player. Rubik is a team hero that needs to support his team in actions. So I'm definitely interested in that. Of course, the Earthshaker, as I said, the classic support. Nega Siren. Definitely very picked hero in Dota 1. Even though, I never seen this one, which is the 674 version. I will be, very quickly, just a Nega Siren, then we will be moving forward. The wave she has, it's nuke, basically lowering the armor. The 673 version, the previous one, it was like that, like basically wave in front of you with a pretty decent range and pretty decent damage in the beginning. So in many matches, like they were catching somebody off guard, that person would die only because the range and the damage of that spell, it's pretty good in the beginning. And of course in the end you use it. It was kind of like a thing with what I think Icerock or our development team thought about, that Nega previously had criticals on images, which means more damage on images. Right now it's a lowered armor, so that means more damage to images. So basically it's like a trade, new thing, which I actually like it more. Right now, as I said, previously it was wave, right now it's area effect around Nega, like that, and around Nega and illusions of Nega. So let's assume this is Nega, this is Nega's illusion, so it will be here the area effect, the lowering armor and the damage, and also here. So you can cover more area with you can cover even like this with the images. So what that might mean is that Nega sometimes does the thing that she just runs there, not silence them, sleeps them with the ulti, basically disables them in one place. She basically starting the fight, so you know your allies like whatever they have, nothing actually good right now. If it would be Nega and Earthshaker or Akasha, everybody could get in position. Earthshaker, Akasha, waiting for these ultis, and Nega could lower the armor to everybody here with the illusions. So that's I think very important for maybe team fight. We'll see how they will use it, but definitely I'm interested in that. And we see Prophet. And we see Windrunner. Definitely I'm interested in seeing Prophet. If he's gonna go line, I would say so. He's played solo most of the times, and he's going for that Urn, very fast Urn, so he can join these fights and get the kills, get the Urn charges, and even with the Urn charges get more kills than Mech. And we'll see. Definitely that's how it's played in Dota 2 right now. We see Mirana, classic carry. She could be going mid, even though it's Dota 1, so I'm not really sure how the metagame works. I'm just here for those heroes that Nega Siren, I'm definitely interested in that. Okay. Yeah. Hold on, who is this guy? It's from Indonesia. And Bristleback, that's another hero that I'm interested in. I don't think, okay, you can correct me, but I don't think he was, or he is part of the metagame of Dota 1, even though, Dota 1 metagame is definitely more active, I think, than Dota 2 metagame at this point. It's definitely hero pool, and we'll see. But Bristleback, Jesus, the person, that's the thing, the person against Bristleback needs Magic Stick. If person will have that, he's okay. Because every Quill Spray will be one charge to Magic Stick. So you can have very soon 6 charges, 10 charges, which will keep you alive to actually any gang basically. As you can see, he's got the Quill Spray. Oh, let's see the lining. Nega Siren has 3 branches, so it doesn't really says much. He's heading towards the mid, which could be pretty bad for Nega. Looks like Akasha's going down, and Rubik definitely will take the solo mid, as you can see. Nesai, Earthshaker, Crystal Maiden, that's a great line. Complete nuke, and they will probably... this is... I wouldn't think Bristleback, Windrunner, and Mirana could be one line. But right now it looks like they've aligned like that against Akasha, which she definitely has to stick, but Like, this is weird. I have to say, like, even for Dota 1, this is pretty weird. Maybe that's just because of Bristleback, or Vint and Mirana are usually solo, because they got the leaps, they can actually, you know, on the hard line, they can survive. Maybe they will just roam and get away from this line, but we'll see, we'll see. Naga Siren is mid, we know that. Furion or Prophet looks like to be up against this, which it will be so difficult. They can just stay here, you know, and gank him through any direction, basically. It's warded, so he can't even pull. And I wouldn't even recommend pull at this point, because that would be pushed. They could ambush him from any direction, so this will be very hard for the Prophet. He's got even port. And the Rubik against Naga. She doesn't have anything, like item-wise. She's probably waiting for bottle, I would assume. Okay, she's trying to kill that creep. The cooldown should be off. Yep, he's dead on a cooldown. Alright, whoops, hold on. I see something there. I see some brown and green, so we'll see if they will actually gang the guy. Mirana could have arrow, so that could be perfect initiation if she's actually in that highest range, so we'll see. You know, Rubik definitely knows that something is up, because they don't see two heroes of theirs right now, so he's got to actually Invis. It's going off though, so we'll see this dead. She's definitely waiting for the arrow. And there's even gank, small gank to the mid, Naga Siren. So this could be pretty bad for actually a Dire. As you can see, Fisher completely missing everybody, but this is the gameplay. Naga Siren is running away awkwardly in the circles. He will have the second Fisher, so we'll see if they can actually pull something off. This was a pretty weird initiation. They just ran basically in circles, changing positions, and there's that pull, there's a Fissure, and that should be it for Naga Siren. There's even Nuke. It cost him all his mana, but as you can see, the pull, that's quite amazing, I think, lining. Like, if both teams just completely like switched their lines through jungle and ganked mid at the same time. And failed. That's this interesting thing. Both failed at them. But then again, you know, this, as I said, the stun lift, the slow. That will be very difficult for anybody to survive, because they will roam. You can clearly see that they will roam right now, and everybody who will be under pressure cannot farm, cannot do anything. He might stay here, but even here it could be dangerous, so we'll see. There's a Furon, there's a gank. Whoops, there was a nice arrow from a Mirana, which will lead to the death of Akasha. By the way, just saying that there are 4 heroes on one screen right now. By the way, I'm actually noticing that in Dota 1 everything seems to be more active. In Dota 2 it's like a stale a little bit. It might be because of the, you know, lack of heroes. It's, you know, 30 something heroes. That is a lot. That is definitely changing the gameplay, but right now, from what I watched, the people are crazy in Dota 1 sometimes. They're just going in, they don't give a shit, they're just going in. As you can see, the Furon is definitely under pressure. The thing about Nessai, he can pull him towards him, perfect Fissure, stun. If the stun lands, well, right now I think it's a 3 seconds most, it's over. It's over, simple as that. But there's a bottle on the Rubik, and there's, as I said, the bottle on the Naga Siren. I don't know if the mid is best thing. Definitely it is weird lining. It is one of these weird linings. There was an image from, I think, illusion from a Naga Siren. So it wasn't that successful. By the way, oh, sorry about that. I completely missed that. Completely. By the way, nice arrow from Akasha. As you can see, the Quilling Spray is going up. She's got even the magical bottle, which will be refilling with the Crow or Zeppelin. Goblin Zeppelin. That's what I was talking about. The pull and stun. Not much he can do about it. Did you see that? That was the new ability. It even creates the wave, I will say wave, around these images. So it can be even useful, like you have lower HPs, but you still can be effective with those images, at least lowering the armor. By the way, Mirana and Wind is still ganking, which is definitely unusual for these farming heroes, you know, both of them are. Just looking at each other. Hey, asshole! Hey! Both actually sons of the nature, are trying to kill themselves. Jesus. Yo, DotA is vile game. He's got regen at the room in the bottle. Holy shit, that was a nice initiation, as I said. Crystal Mania should be finishing it. There we go. As I said, like, he can't do anything. By the way, they are still waiting. He definitely knows because he's actually keeping himself on the left of the screen, but that won't mean anything. One more thing before this gang will happen. Gang with the shackles, which is can lash, can't lash, arrow, can hit, can't hit, you know, can hit, can't hit. It's definitely luck a little bit, positioning, and this only thing that they can actually do is that the web. That's the pretty much target thing. On the other hand, here, stun, stun, disable, slow, pull. You know what I mean? Like this is perfect gank. This is perfect situation against somebody alone. This could turn out pretty bad. It will, you know, they will have to use much more than these guys on the top. So let's see. They definitely should pull it off. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, that's the pull. That was a pretty nice one. She's definitely no trouble. She could be casting that wave, but as I said, like that's the problem. He actually perfectly pulled her in, so she was in her trouble. The whole team was like, shit, she will die, so they just tried to survive there. Like, this is weird. This is perfect ganking. This is perfect roaming combo. As you can see, the Rubik is doing so much damage with that sorry, with that lighting, whatever this is. That was nice to me. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Wind? Oh, wind run. Oh, Rubik stole a wind run. Level 1 I think only, but look at the power of Rubik's lighting. Like, that nuke is ridiculous. And it was nerfed even, as you can see. Very weird lining or roaming team. You know, you wouldn't say that roaming like Windrunner and Mirana works, and it doesn't right now. Maybe it will change with level 6 of the Nega Siren, because then she can stop Rubik, and even Mirana can cast an arrow from here, and she can actually disable or cancel the ulti. So something might happen when she will be level 6. Maybe, we'll see. Meanwhile, on the bottom there is Akasha against Bristleback. Again, 4 stacks. Every Quill Spray will get 1 stack, which, you know, that, you know, it even can help Akasha later on. Right now on the line, she doesn't have to use it. She has the bottle. And later on, when you have like 10 charges, it can decide some game, actually team fight. 10 charges, that is a lot. 15 health, that's 150 health and 150 mana. That is a lot. So I think he has to be careful to not cast the Quill Spray that much, because he can't kill her. With the bottle, he can't kill her on the Quill Spray. So I think he has to play a little bit safety. Oh, there was a something. Actually, the stun was on the Windrunner from this side. It looked like that effect, but maybe it was just 1 second stun. And as you can see, Nega is so afraid of this, which definitely she could be, and she should be, that she's just sending these images. And she's even trying to farm with the wave, you know, with the splash. Definitely very hard time for Nega. Right now level 6. Teamfight based, she's definitely ready to do something, but on their pick, like, they have, I don't know, like, that's the thing, like, that's the thing. Okay, one more thing I want to talk about, like, pick-wise. And that's the other thing, let's say you have Void in team. You know, I even played Void recently, and you know, there was a team basically with actually Prophet and Nakes, and the thing was, I was trapping them pretty easily and nicely, but the team that, you know, the pick, we couldn't do anything. Only thing I could do is hit them. Prophet could hit them, Nakes couldn't hit them, and we didn't have any AoE spell like Earthshaker, Enigma, Tide, you know, just to be effective in that ulti, in that time, to get the best position possible for other ulti. They don't have it too. You know, when she casts a sleep, which is the perfect thing for any later initiation, you know, initiation coming from that sleep, from that ulti, like, he can cast ulti, Quill Spray will definitely do something over time. This Starfall, again, like, If Naga would be on this team, Akasha, Earthshaker, Crystal Maiden Slow, that is much more better team for Naga Siren actually. Right, she could be in no trouble. There's a pull. He's actually not really responding to anything. There's a nuke, there's a... That's what I'm saying. But it looks like Naga Siren will be going for somehow, I'm not gonna say support, like an initiator with the ability of spamming that nuke, that splash between those images. Basically getting the best position, splashing the damage, and maybe allowing Bristleback to just deal the damage. Or Prophet, or Wind, or Mirana deal the damage with their lowered armor. That's possible, that's definitely interesting to see. It's not like the classic, you know, diffusal, you get fucking, I don't know what, power threads for the fast attack. This is not classic Naga Siren. And I think in this situation it definitely could work. By the way, we see Akasha again, 10 stacks. She doesn't have to worry about that, and maybe there will be... That's a disable, there's the Rubik. Look at the damage on him right now. That is just the lighting, the nuke, level 7, meaning level 4 nuke. That is just so amazing. And I like this Rubik. I have to say I love this Rubik in the sense that he's level 8 and he's jumping around. He's on the bottom. He will be right now on the mid, cancelling the Naga. Maybe he will go up. So that's the Rubik with arcane boots that is stealing right abilities and actually is doing something. You know what I mean? That's the Rubik that I like. Not the previous game that he was farming. This guy actually looks like he wants to be in those fights. Help the team if there's a need, you know? So that is pretty sweet. Alright. I have to say that Team Giggles are definitely getting outplayed right now, a little bit. Just because the Rubik is actually holding the Naga and he will do it over and over. Earthshaker is getting in a position. Holy shit, the next is actually soloing the Winter, and that was a nice fisher from the Earthshaker, following that up. But I Fury imported with just boots. Which I don't think it will work. He still got mana, that was a slow from CM, and 3 seconds stun, that will be it. As I said, it's a gamble, and it was a nice ultimate. Actually cancelling that Sprout, he could cancel. Basically, he could hold somebody in that and let the tower attack him, but that was pretty nicely played from Earthshaker. Nice arrow, but it's level 1, I think. It didn't do any damage, it was the 90 damage. The Starfall is level 2, though. There's a slow, and there's a nice swap. A nice splash. That, you know, it is good. You don't have to even like target it. You just pressed it and that's it. Instant release. So it could work. She's going mid farm again. All right. I don't think they could actually pressure this tower because these guys actually can hold it very easily. Maybe she could be controlling these guys. You're getting the splash damage right now. And there's a Miran. There's Rubik is back. I think he bought back. I didn't actually catch that because I don't really am used to these, you know, the writings here. But that's what I said, like Rubik up, like I like that. I like him just go around this place and just be effective for your team. Like Rubik farming, no. No. I explained in the previous game that the Rubik farm is not equal to any other hero's farm. He was, you know, previously he was against Puck and it's not equal. But they will have same creeps, it's still better for a Puck or like a Akasha or even Naga Siren for that matter. By the way, interesting thing that I noticed is that this guy has Hoot of Defiance, which means pipe in a very, very good time if he wants to. That could definitely help him against Rubik, against Earthshaker, CM, against everybody on their team. Akasha, like, this will be a very important item. That, with that, and the Naga, you know, holding them with the ulti first, pipe in the perfect time. That's the important, pipe in the perfect time, and then attacking them. With this, you see the armor is lowered. That could be the gameplay that they should focus. We'll see. I would like to check out the farm a little bit. 55 on Rubik, that's very good. 46 and 70. That is really big farm. 51 on the Bristleback and 49. That's pretty decent for Naga. I think she really showed us that she can farm through these arcane boots and the board with these images, because she was farming a lot of times just with the images. And there's a push on the top tower which will hopefully be... It is the Bomberman's. And he definitely will be focusing to finish the Vanguard probably. Nesai He's definitely... Oops, there's something on the bottom. Actually, that's a friendly. He's definitely focusing a lot on the armor in the beginning, because you know you can get damage from these illusions later on, so you don't really need that much damage. You just need to survive the jump that stun. 12 charges on this, like, but there's a port. I'm not really sure. Oh, it's Earthshaker with the arcane boots. They have full mana, they have full stack, and ultis are up. Ultis are up. Hood of Defiance and Vitality Booster. I don't think he'll be finishing the Vanguard. Well, maybe he will with the Stout Shield, but we'll see. Ah, he's hesitating. That was nice. There's a slow... Oh, that was wipe. He definitely survives that. He could even survive more because... there's a CM with a stun. She'll get the disable. And there's a Fury imported, so I'm not really sure if the Fury is in good position. He could be surviving. He could be even killing them a little bit, I think. Just a little bit. As you can see, she's got still a lot of mana, so she should be surviving, but... And there's even Rubik. Holy shit, there's a whole... Even Nessa is there. The whole team ported. Which was pretty perfect. As you can see, their HPs are pretty down, so... If there be somebody... And that's the thing, like, nothing would change that. Not even Windrunner and Mirana. Like, what they needed is, I think, something with some spell. I don't want to say tie, but, you know, I think... I don't want to say there's so much difference between Tide in Dota 1 and 2, but it looks like it. Like, sorry, but the Ravage, it has to be different because it is the best ulti in Dota 2, by far, I think. It can win you the game, because you will cast the ulti nevertheless anything. Oh, there's a 2-second stun, which is not that bad. He still get the Defiance, so he should be fine. He should be stacking these Quill Sprays, which will grant him the speed, the reduction from the back damage, which is this passive skill actually. So this guy could be the factor in this game. I'm not really sure yet, but definitely, you know, he was holding the damage for so long time. And if you have to understand, it was 2 ultis on him. Akasha, Earthshaker, CM casting stun, even the disable, I think, like 2 free fissures, I think 3 screams, like, there was a lot of shit. And by the way, I didn't see that kill. Nice, that was nice. Earthshaker is actually going for it. And Rubik also, that was a nice pull. There's a Riptide, which is... That's, I think, that AoE armor down, this one. Which actually, you know, whatever. Nice. Yeah. I just wanted to say that it won't be that good because Rubik is actually pretty much vulnerable to the you know, melee fights, but he definitely is not when Earthshaker is actually covering him with a fissure. Alright. Oh, there's a gang with the Nessa is just destroying everybody. 2-second stun, which is not... He doesn't have the luck of his time because he's 2 to 4. But the CM is there with the disable. And it will be interesting to see this guy actually... Will he escape? CM could definitely get 3-second stun, that's a lot. CM will definitely have cooldown or something else, maybe. As you can see, the reduction is just ridiculous. And he bought a Vanguard, so it might be even more. But CM is there with the disable and the slow, and that should be it. Still a very nice reduction. You have to understand, like, that was almost 1000 HPs. Like, the thing is, they don't have anybody. They don't have simply anybody to do anything, unfortunately. 2.6k on the Naga Siren. By the way, there's somebody else here. They are hunting the CM? Oh, there's a Windrunner. She should have it. Yep, there we go. One last hit. By the way, this guy just killed somebody. I'm not really sure who it was. Shackle Shot is there for the Rubik. 4-second stun from this side. Oh my god. He can't even go and Shackle Shot there. Yep, there we go. He Shackle Shot the creep, this one, so that should be it for the Wind. A nice arrow from Mirana. That could be saving. If Rubik wouldn't have haste, of course. That's the thing. Rubik with the haste, well, that could be a little problem. He's actually trying to micro these trends to kill Rubik or get the damage, but that won't happen. 4-second stun. Shackle Shot. That's not fair if you look at it like that, you know. It's too much. That is too much. Again, I think if they wanted to roam which they wanted with the Mirana and the Wind, then they shouldn't pick Wind. They shouldn't pick Wind and Mirana because, as I said, this is certain. The fissure, the stun, the slow. You will hit that. Will you hit Shackle and Arrow? That's very much uncertain things, and they didn't in the beginning. So yeah, I think roaming with this wasn't really a good idea. And the thing is, they got that, and they are now trying to farm back to something that could be called carry right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, there should be Clash. Very nice Shackle. I'm not really sure if the level is. There's an Earthshaker, Bristleback from there, so 3 seconds stun on a Nessa. He definitely does that Vanguard, so he might be okay. He should be focusing on the, which they does with the Riptide, on Earthshaker first. And there's a nice, he doesn't have anything to eat, so that could be it. 2 seconds on the Furion, which won't do anything. There's a nice Shackle to creep, so that should be it. There's the Web, and there's a Lazit from, I think, Furion. Or Prophet, for DotA 2 people. Yep, it was from Prophet. Again, I think the fact that the Rubik, I think, was missing. There we go, he was definitely missing. Oh, he's going Lothar. It's kind of random point booster, but you know, can be Bloodstone. Not really sure. Okay, there's a CM trying to hold the tower, which won't happen. Definitely this guy will finish. Oh, somebody's sporting. It's a Shaker. Oh, he cancelled that. He cancelled that ulti, so they didn't want to do it. But this guy actually looks like he wants to do it. And there's a Akasha's ulti, just finishing it with the Windwalk damage. Finishing even the Furion with the nuke. Akasha has, that was nice disable from CM. Bristleback is still running, but then again, the only thing he can do is cast that Quill Spray. Get a little bit of the area damage and then run away. We see Sacred Relic going on Naga Siren. She definitely will be finishing that in like 20 minutes, 20-minute mark, so that's good. By the way, this guy dying. Not really sure because he shouldn't be even there anymore. There's just so much shit, like. By the way, Rubik I think right now has the Quill Spray, which is the. We'll see if he's gonna cast it or not. I think he's ashamed to cast Quill Spray because it doesn't do anything. I know from my experience that the Rubik with the Quill Spray, you just don't want to do it because it's just humiliating. Okay, we see Django, so it's not really classic one. It could be like a push-wise classic one, but you know, Mech is much more normal, I guess, for the Prophet. And there's a Lincoln on Akasha, so it will be almost impossible to actually pull anything. It will disable everything. By the way, this guy's just waiting for them to initiate on the Nessai. And there's a Django. So he's got very, very decent amount of HPs, armor reduction. Very hard to kill him. But on the other hand, there's also a guy, this one, that they will have definitely trouble to killing him. He bought, by the way, Magic Stick right now. You could say it's kind of late, but then again, it can survive. He can survive because of that. Rubik with the Invis. Actually starting. Let's see the stun. 3 seconds. That is too much for him to survive. Maybe Shackle Shot, nice one. Actually, pretty nice one. He's definitely casting them rightly. Power Shot on Rubik. And he could be pulling him back. There we go. With the damage on the illusions. 3 seconds again. Wow. With the pull, and that will be it. He did kind of saved him in a moment. But then again, that's just too much damage. By the way, the Radiance is up, so we'll see if it will change anything. These illusions will be pain in the ass. As you can see, holy, look at that. That is just so much damage. That was a nice arrow from Mirana. Definitely second arrow, I think, in a Riptide. And there's a Shaker with everything that he's got, killing that Naga Siren. He doesn't give a shit about any Radiance. Well, that's the thing when you're rushing Radiance, that you have 1000 HPs and somebody like him with ulti level 6, that's important. It's not even 11. He can like solo you. And there's a Bloodstone I was talking about, so I like the Lothars, I like it. Definitely he is kind of a sneaky, ganging type of guy. The damage from this, the nuke, lift, steal spell, and then he'll continue. And after a while, oh, there we go, look at that. Wrath of Nature. Holy shit, you don't want that. You don't want that to happen. It's even level, you know, only level 6, and there was ulti from Akasha. Because he was porting away, could be prevented by, I think, by the lift, but maybe he used it, I don't know. You know, it's a Wrath of Nature, but I think it's level 6. Level 11 Wrath of Nature would be definitely pretty bad. So that's the thing, like, I'm always, when I'm, you know, playing with Rubik or playing against Rubik, saying that you cannot do that. You cannot left your ulti or good spell as a last one. Rewrite it with something. As a Furion, you can. You can do it, you know, with these trance. You can cast trance and left it, you know, as a last. Ulti, then trance. You definitely have to keep eye on that. By the way, as a Furion, don't have your port as a last. I mean, as a last spell that you casted. That will be 10 times better than anything else he can actually steal. If he's got a port with like 20 seconds cooldown, that's even more scary than the Lothars on the game wise, you know, but definitely the port would be just ridiculous. He could port here. With the new version, you can port anywhere you can. So that would be just ridiculous. Alright, Tranquil Boots, never built them. I mean, kind of that old school mind that I don't like the new items, I don't know. And there's a Rubik going against Image, actually. There's a real one. Maybe, oh, he actually pulled him in a bad direction, I think. There was a whole team actually here. And there's something happening here. He definitely fissured him, but this guy can hold Earthshaker very easily with the Hood of Defiance. As you can see, he's going for him. He's porting away, which definitely is a good choice because there was a Furion on their back. And meanwhile, Rubik is actually destroying their team. Akasha there. And there was, ooh, it was a nice arrow again. A pretty nice arrow from Mirana, saving their team and even initiating nicely. That won't do it much against this guy, but we'll see. Definitely they can't do anything against him right now. He's got too much HPs, too much regen, too much immunity. Again, nice ulti from this girl. As you can see, the range is really, really bad. She just jumped into the ulti. And the important thing, she can actually cancel that wherever she wants. So it is mostly, okay, mostly it's used like a preparation for your team to begin the onslaught. And there's a medallion, which, you know, it's, I'm not gonna say it's late, but definitely trio, I think, of the Prophet, Mirana, and Wind is not really doing a good job. Or not really doing anything. Only thing, guys, this guy is actually holding himself against the enemy team. As you can see, he doesn't really give a shit about much things with the spells wise. His farm is 91. And there's 166 on the cache. Let me see the items, that will be very important. Actually hunting down the Naga Siren. There's ulti, level 16 actually. He's got DD, that won't be enough. And meanwhile, actually, trying to steal this guy, but then again, you know, as I said, this guy can actually hold them. So, you know, most of the times you just ignore this guy, but you can ignore him for a long time. You can ignore him for like 2 quill sprays, that's okay. But if he's got like, that was a nice try. If he's got like, by the way, that was Rubik. If you were like confused, like why the shackle came from the Sentinel, Rubik. It's like, you know, I have game like I'm excited that the Kanka's boat is flying, you know, help me. Basically disabling enemy teams. Well, it wasn't actually Kanka's boat, that was the thing. It's kind of surprising when something like that is flying and you are like, yes, my team is here. Well, it's not always like that. Again, Tranquil Boots even here. Interesting. I will never buy them. I refuse them. I refuse to. A Helm of Iron Fill, which will be probably Armat. I can't see Dominator. I can't really see that. We'll see the silence. There was a pull 2-second silence. There's a nuke. But then again, this guy is holding his own. Even there's a medallion on him, I think. And there's ulti even from this girl. And these guys just lock him up with the fissure. And that will be it for this guy. Mega Siren has decent golds yet again, but somebody's porting away. I'm not really sure. It's a blue one. It's a Akasha. So she needs to get away from this location ASAP, because it even looks like there's Aghanim because of the damage. And there's initiation on the Event Runner, which will be again, 3-second stunt, and he definitely finished the armlet. I have to say, this Rubik was definitely much more successful than the previous one. Just the fact that he actually went even once on the bottom, and I think on the top once. That's enough. Like the previous one, he stayed here for 20 minutes. And he farmed. And then he had Vanguard, I think 4 staff. Like, that was painful, because, again, items on Rubik. I think I like this build, actually. I like the Lotars. Because he will have mana, so, you know, you can actually afford many things that you can cast. So I like that. I think I like that. Definitely helps with the movement speed, you know, getting much more quick to these actions. And surprising attacks. You can do Lotar, Steel Spell, and then, you know, then start the thing. Or Lotar, attack him, right away Steel Spell, then lift him. So you can kind of decide in that Lotar what you're gonna do, what you're gonna steal. So that's pretty good. This guy is the only guy that's actually holding some damage, and he might be. Let's see if he proves that or not. And there's that Ancient Totem. There's, again, nice arrow. And there's the Invis, so they shouldn't see him. I don't think they have any form of vision. Oh, Akasha is there. Which will definitely hurt somebody. I think it will be Mirana this time. And the Rubik is still there. That should be the criticals. There we go. Kind of losing the target, but nice shackle from Rubik. It's kind of weird to say it again, but yes, it is. He's got shackle. Probably level 4, because that was pretty long. But at this point, Akasha with the travel boots, they can't do anything. This guy, you know, he can hold them, but, you know, it won't change anything. They will be attending the first tower. And there's the initiation I was talking about. Maybe, or maybe not. They are just holding the Raxus, looks like it. And 3-second stun. Look at that. Look at how he's holding the damage from back. And that was nice pull from a Rubik. There's a magic stick, which Akasha could even use the ulti. There we go. I think a CM actually finished it with the slow. And there's an ulti from Earthshaker. Not really sure on who. I'm not really sure if anybody was there. Oh, nice power shot. Just catching him off guard. There was a Lincoln, so she wouldn't be even, you know, slowed or disabled. Yeah, clearly, like, you know, right bands, Yasha, or, you know, Desolator, I'm sorry, the Diffuser. She's trying to get the carry role after being a roamer, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't make sense. But this guy at least finished level 11, so it does a lot of damage. These guys, like 1000 HPs. Oh hell, what the hell? That was ridiculous arrow. Great. I think it's a word from them. It's not, it's actually from Sentinel. This was a beautiful arrow. He can cast these arrows, but then again, you know, as a roaming Mirana, it's like, I don't know. It definitely didn't work in the beginning. The Akasha is just ridiculous. I think she's got, yeah, 1300. I definitely, Rubik is becoming, well, somebody's gonna pick him or ban him every single game. So he definitely is becoming something. I hope he can become something that will be, you know, in the metagame, because he can be. You know, he doesn't need good. It's good when you steal something good, and that can come very easily, because if he roams and he ganks somebody, then somebody has to cast something good to stop him, if it makes sense. So if you're ganking a Lion with somebody else, a Lion needs to cast that stun, you know what I mean? He needs to cast that hex against you, against somebody. You can then steal it, even if you don't kill them. Unstoppable. I don't even care anymore. Of course Akasha will kill anybody. Even if you don't kill them, you will still steal the good spell. And that is, you know, advantage for you. For 2 minutes you will have good spell. So even if you don't kill anybody on a gank, you will still get something from it. So that's, I think, very important from Rubik. Again, there's disable. There's a critical 600 critical, second one, I think, even. They're trying. Definitely the passive works right now, but there was a pull from Nesai, and that's it for him. Humongous critical coming from the armlet, I have to say. 2 seconds of cooldown. That's the real one. The ulti is coming up. Even Mirana's ulti, so 2 ulti actually pretty much wasted. It could hold a push though, because there's a Radiance that does little damage to actually CM. 55 movement speed. Oh, there's a completely out of position. That was nice shackle again. Akasha and SI, that was perfect shackle. For the this girl to actually survive. By the way, she has very much HP, so I don't think she understands that, like Akasha. Well, she might. She might. I'm not gonna make commentate on that because, you know, it's just hunting them down. Look at these items, like this is ridiculous. And 4 illusions. If he jumps somebody and there's even 1 critical, that's it, you know. So it was a pretty decent game, I have to say. I liked Rubik, definitely much more better than the previous game. The Naga Siren, I think she was doomed by the line. That's the unfortunate thing. There's a pull. Let's see if the CM will... Well, there's a disable, slow, maybe. No. They will go for GG. They definitely can. But, you know, this girl can actually... She definitely can finish it. I mean, this guy, it's a question if you know... I actually like this build. I do it also that I go for Hood and then Vanguard, or Vanguard and Hood. So I have these 2 items. I do it also. But, you know, wouldn't be maybe better to just rush the pipe? I think he was in a pretty decent position in 10 minutes having the Hood, you know. And maybe force more like team fights on towers with that pipe? It's a question, but I don't know. Oh, there's a, what the hell, blink on a... this guy. There's a nice arrow again, but he's got a, you know, Lothar. Well, that was long shackle, but it wouldn't latch to anything. You know, she has farm, but you have to think like she farmed the whole game. She didn't do anything. When they killed somebody on the top, she poured it on the mid to farm. So it's definitely, you know, okay, she has good items, definitely, and she can, you know, build the Heart of Tarsak, which is the right build, I guess, to survive, you know, be with the Radiance, with the illusions. And there's Akasha initiating. Holy shit, look at the damage. There's a nice arrow, I think. And a port from Naga Siren. We'll see if the Akasha will fall. I don't think so. She might, though. Yep, there we go. There's Rubik. We'll see. Will he fall? He still actually Starfall. Again, nice check from Windrunner, but that won't mean much. There's support from Bristleback, so he can be definitely in front and, you know, holding the damage a little bit. And Vladimir, so that will definitely help them to push. Oh, Bristleback. 3 seconds. He can even pull him later on. There's Disable from CM. There's actually, again, Shackle. Nice Shackles right now, but then again, roaming wind is not really good wind. But if something, oh, 2 seconds, that will be it for... Yep, that was the... That was a poison, or, you know, the deadly dagger. And there's humongous damage. That what did... He had half of HPs and then the jump came. But I think this guy actually finished the Nesai, just with the illusion and the splash damage, the Riptide. Like, it's a good build, but you sacrificed basically your whole team for this, you know what I mean? Like, your whole gameplay or your whole team play. And there's a pull back, nuke. I don't know what he stole. Let's see if it's something or not. Look at, yeah, it was a Starfall. Again, I think he stole the same thing. So definitely right now they are hunting. I think that will be it for this game. I think it was very interesting. The Rubik definitely showed that, you know, in the second game in a row, the Rubik showed that he definitely is, or can be, the star in some situations. I really like Rubik level 6, 7, just going gang. Roam, gang, and say GG. Okay. Just roam, gang, and be help for your team. If they are in trouble, if your team is doing good, then, you know, you can maybe focus on different things, like holding the Nega down. But if your team is actually struggling on the lines, like your carry or something, even though, if you noticed, like, what is actually carry here? The Nesai, Akasha definitely, but I don't think it's like a carry like we used to see in Dota 2. Like, he farmed 40 minutes. You know what I mean? Like, and nobody was actually doing anything against that. As you can see, there's a kill-wise. Well, don't tell me it's a... I don't want to be confused, but it looks like it's a... It can't be right. Let me just check quickly if there's a more kills than that. 3, 4, 6. 6, 8, okay, 41, 8. So this was total rape. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see it. I was not really checking this out. It didn't look that bad right now. Of course, level-wise it's horrible, but you know, it didn't look that bad. That is 41-8. So it was a little uneven game, but I still think the Nega Siren, you know, I think the pick was just bad. I didn't really understand the mid. She farmed though, but you know, like, I don't know. I think she just left too much space to anybody who would be on the mid and to anybody ganking her, basically. So I guess thanks for watching. Again, if there will be something in the future, commentating or commentated replay, I'll be definitely doing that. I just want to focus on heroes more than on teams. So again, it won't be like a perfect team, because perfect teams sometimes play very safely, and you know, I don't want. It's like in Dota 2. I don't want to see Tide. I don't want to see Venom Answer. You know, I don't want to see fucking, I don't know what, Rasta. And this shit I see in every single game. So you know, I want to see something different. Like, this was definitely a different pick. I'm glad about that. You know, Bristleback and Nega Siren and Rubik. I liked it. I think I liked it. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will bring you, I think, more new heroes, new abilities. Maybe somebody will play the Nerubian Assassin, that I think is actually pretty much trash. Yes, I said it. Okay, thanks for watching.